1 minute, friends. Yes, I'm recording. So, one aspect of what we are is energy. Another aspect of what we are is consciousness. And another aspect of what we are is wisdom. So overall, the purpose of our soul journey is to amplifying our energy, expanding our consciousness, and multiplying our wisdom. So we all know about our energy, but now I like to share about consciousness. What is really consciousness? I'm telling that we can expand our consciousness. Actually, is it really true? We can expand our consciousness? But in the theoretical level, it is true. But in the deeper layer, actually, we can only expand our awareness, because consciousness is same for everyone. Consciousness in mineral kingdom, consciousness in animal kingdom, consciousness in plant kingdom, and consciousness in this human kingdom. In all kingdoms, consciousness is there. So what we are doing is we are increasing our awareness. Actually, in mineral kingdom, consciousness, the state of consciousness is sleeping, very comfortably sleeping. So whenever we are in our deep sleep state, actually we are like mineral kingdom in a sleeping state. But in the plant kingdom, the consciousness is always in a dreaming state. The consciousness is always in that dreaming, manomaya, that space of dream. But in animal kingdom, the consciousness is in a yet to awaken state, still not completely awakened, yet to awaken. So that's why they have certain levels of love energy, that emotions and so many things are added to the animal kingdom. But as a human being, we can only awaken our consciousness. For that, the spiritual tool which we get is called awareness. More and more we use our awareness, more and more we feel that we are expanding our consciousness. And more we use our awareness in our day-to-day life, we start experiencing wisdom, lot of wisdoms. Wisdom means our own experience. How we get wisdom? Through experiments. Suppose when we are child and our parents say, don't touch fire. But what we do? We slowly go and slightly touch. The moment we touch, we explore and experience slight heat. That time onwards, it's a wisdom. We don't need anybody to say that, okay, fire is hot. We don't need that proof for that things. Any big material, big documents, we don't need that, because wisdom means it is that real base existential proof for our own self. That's the main reason why people are not trying to prove yoga, because yoga is a wisdom. Meditation is a wisdom. All the spiritual science is coming out of deep wisdom. It's called wisdom. That means experiential learning. Whatever I'm sharing to you is a knowledge for you. But the moment you implement in your daily life, moment you start experiencing out of that implementation, that is a wisdom. And wisdom never go anywhere. It always stay with you. So the earth, when we are coming to this earth as our playground and school, first we need to understand this from our soul science perspective. According to soul science, earth is a wonderful playground. We are always coming here to play. And another way is it's a wonderful school. We are coming here to learn. Yes. Earth as a playground and earth as a school. Playing means we are coming here to play. How we play? We are playing cricket, we are playing football, not like that. We are playing the life game. So by playing the life game, by learning the life game, actually we want to master our soul lessons. So whatever we need to master, first we need to understand what we really need to master. Suppose you want to master music, but you need to know which music you want to master. At least you need to know that I'm coming here to master music. Then you can go learn music and everything. Likewise, we really need to understand what we really want to master. What are the lessons? Because people go to their different lifetimes exploring certain time period and feel that I'm not learning the lesson. But actually, what lessons we need to learn, that is very important. More and more learning the lesson, we are using play, because this is not a serious school. We are not learning something very seriously. It's a very joyful way of learning. All the learnings, or I'm saying that when we are joyful, when we are playful, we learn easily. When we are so serious, we take a lot of time to learn that thing. So that's why when you give your mobile phone to a child, that child learn it quickly. How? You are not giving that brochure or manuals, anything, but that child immediately mobile phone, the child hold and work, they know everything. Because in that playing space, we touch to our soul energy, because one of the soul energy is called playfulness. So Earth is a wonderful school. Why Earth is a wonderful school? That's very important, because in this school there are certain framework. There are certain rules and regulations. When we adapt certain rules and regulations, then the game becomes more interesting. If the game is free, because when we are playing mobile games or video games, there are certain life, 3 life, 2 life. So it gives more happiness, interesting. How that challenge really inspire us. So the first challenge in this earth realm is called linearity. Linearity means time we are experiencing in past, present, future way.
المشكله عم بقول له اللي اخترع هذا اللي جيومتري.
Yes. Yes. We experience time as past, present, future in a linear way. But when we are above this layer, we experience time is like a pool. That means when I jumped here, I can race anywhere in the time. I can race in 2030, I can race in 1980 or 1970, any period, back or forward, anywhere I can race. So next rule is called cause and effect. That's called law of karma. What you sow, so shall you reap. In Bible, it is written in a very clear way. What you sow, so shall you reap. Suppose you are sowing a mango seed and you are expecting orange. Is it come? Is it going to happen? When you keep on expecting orange, apple, no. So when we are sowing the mango, we only get mango. So it's a very strict rule, law of karma. So that's why whatever we are experiencing, it's only whatever the seed which we put in our life. And the third is duality or polarity. Mostly people are really angry towards this duality aspect, always trying to stop this duality. What is duality? Means there is good, definitely there is bad. When there is right, there is wrong. And polarity means when there is male, when there is female. So always that contrast is there. Why this contrast? That contrast is a challenging experience. Everyone is same, everyone is so equal, we feel bored. So Earth is a school which give lot of challenge. By sharing in a very compassionate way, we can learn so many things through this challenge. So major and greater challenge is to develop our compassion space, because normally we come in this earth plane to do two things, main two purpose. The first purpose is to explore our karuna, that means compassion space. Another is to explore our prajna, that means our wisdom space, our learning space. There is wisdom, there is compassion. It's like two wings. For that, we are using learning, we are using playing. And another law or the another framework is called density, that means amnesia. That's a very interesting aspect, because amnesia means forgetfulness. We keep forget everything. We don't remember anything. How many of you remember that you are in your mother's womb? Maybe through regression work, you may recover that memory. Even how many of you remember 2 days back in the morning when you wake up, the first thought come in your mind? Maybe with a lot of awareness, sometimes we remember it. But in a natural way, it is very easy to forget. Forgetting is very easy thing. Remembering is the game is remembering. So forgetfulness is a very easy thing. Whatever the impressions yesterday's, whatever the impression day before yesterday, everything we forget. Especially a lot of dreams are happening in our head, we are forgetting. So this is the framework, this is the challenge we choose in this earth realm. So how we are playing with this challenge? For example, when we are playing cricket, there is a challenge, there is a ground, there is boundary, there is wickets, so many things. These are called challenge, like linearity, cause and effect, duality, and density, that is amnesia, polarity, law of karma, and the time in the linear space. We all have only 24 hours, right? Nobody have more than 24 hours. We all experience that 24 hours because it's because of time in a linearity space. But once we go beyond this space, we experience timelessness. Timelessness only come when we go beyond this earth realm, or we beyond this physical realm. When we are in the physical body, always there is a time. This physical body, there is law of karma. When we are in this physical realm, there is polarity. When we are in this physical realm, there is amnesia. So the soul science is helping you how to exist in a beautiful way. So for that, we need to understand the soul nature first. What is this real soul nature? The first soul nature is called spontaneous, spontaneity. How to be spontaneous? When we remember, when we hold everything in our head, we can't be spontaneous. Spontaneity only come when we allow ourselves to empty. So that is the reason meditation is so important in our life. Meditation always help us to be empty. Meditation help to leave our past, let going our past, so we can be in this moment in our emptiness. More we are in this emptiness, we become more spontaneous. Everything comes spontaneous. There are certain structures, but still we travel in that spontaneous journey. Another aspect of our soul is called playfulness. Our soul is always playful in nature. What is playfulness? Playfulness is not means teasing someone or playing with somebody's mind is not playfulness. Playfulness means we are ready to experiment. Even as a child, the first step we do is through our playfulness, we want to walk. Several times we fall, but again and again, that is a playful spirit. Definitely there are certain injuries happened, but still with our deep playful energy. Playfulness means our readiness to experiment in this earth realm. We are ready to experiment. We all know that whenever we experiment, there are two things always happen. What are the two things? One is success, one is failure. So more you fail, There is a master in India that master said that more you fail, you can guide. That's what Alva Edison also experiment, 2000 experiments, he guides. Nobody need to do that experiment again because it's a big guidance. More you succeed, you can easily lead. So through this, all these lessons, what I am also doing is whatever I failed in my life, I am guiding you. Whatever I succeed, I am leading you through this process. So playfulness is very important. We need to do experiments. So another aspect is of our soul nature is called adventure. We are an adventure being. Adventure being means we are not ready to be in the superficial layer. Now you all are in this webinar because you are adventure being. Otherwise, we can sit in the home, we can watch something else. So many things we can do in a very superficial layer. We can be in our fears. Adventure means when you experience a fear, you jump inside the fear. When you experience a pain in your body, you immediately jump into it rather than you immediately try to vanish it. Because everything is an opportunity for an adventure self. There is a saying called, what is in the way is the way. That is a saying of adventure. You take everything as a way to go deeper, way to go exploring deeper, way to touch your wisdom layer. So these are the three things which always we use in our soul journey. We become more and more spontaneous. We become more and more playful. We become more and more adventurous. So in our life journey, there are certain situations our spontaneity will be damaged. There are certain situations our playfulness are denied. There are certain situations our adventure is completely locked. So it's time to awaken our real treasure, that is our spontaneous nature, our adventure nature, and our playfulness. So we start with 22 soul lessons and soul principle. Today we are talking about two soul lessons. Actually, there is 22 lessons, 11 and 11. This is the way it is working. Actually, this is a channeled subject from tomorrow. I'll share. I think I forgot that name. I think Sona something. Very previous, almost 5 years back, I just go through that her book. That's a channeling book. But after that, very recently, one of my spirit guide again inspiring me to do these soul lessons. I said, I don't know, already that book is gone, what to do. So that guide says, we will guide you. You just start. Yes, Sonia. Yes, Sonia, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. Yes. Sonia, full name, I'm a little bit confused with spelling. You can also spell it. Anyway, it's 22 lessons in 11. First 11 lesson is to completely shed off our false identities. We all carry so many false choquet. Okay, choquet. Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. Anyway, Sonia choquet. Okay. So the first 11 lessons are to shed off our false identities. There are a lot of false identities in this realm. I know there are people who already shed off their false identities. And the second 11 lesson is to awakening, rising to that consciousness. So this is the way. And how it is happening. This is happening in 4 stages of learning. We need to understand there are 4 stages of learning. The first stages of the learning is called student stage. When you are a student to these soul lessons, every information what I am talking is new for you. Every information what I am showing is new for you. When you are a student in your life, you experience a lot of frustrations and there are a lot of suffering in your life when you are a student. So you can observe yourself and understand, am I a student or am I another level? Another level is called apprentice level. Yes, okay. In apprentice level, there are a lot of resistance. but at the same time, we can easily accept the informations. We know it before. When I say about soul lessons, immediately an apprentice can feel that, yes, I know soul lessons. Yes, even I share about the soul lessons for the past so many years. But there are resistance because the adventure layer of the apprentice is less, and the playfulness is less, and spontaneity is also less. So an apprentice never do any experiments. So what happens? Actively search for mentors, seek answers from outside. We always seek someone give me answer. Please give me an answer. You have a lot of questions. You are want answer from some enlightened master's mouths. But interestingly, no enlightened masters will give you any answers. They will only give you certain clues because that is the way all the teachings are happening. That's why even Patanjali Maharshi, he written everything in sutras, not in a clear-cut message. So we can interpret in our own ways. There are a lot of interpretation. Even the Master Jesus, Master Krishna, Master Muhammad Nabi, so many masters, they written their own scriptures with sutra-like thing. They are giving clues. So all apprentices are feeling frustrated with these masters. So there are a lot of resistance because of sudden fear to explore deep within. So actively search for mentors and always resist change. When you are a person who always resists change, means you are an apprentice. You feel, wow, you are inspired by this aspect of soul lessons, but immediately your inner feeling that no, I'm not ready to go deep within, I'm not ready to do meditation, I'm not ready to try any process, then you are an apprentice. But when you go beyond the apprentice, the another stage is called journeyman stage. A journeyman means learning by doing stage. Always whatever you learn, immediately you want to put it in practice. It's really like a child stage. You observe the child always want to do. Child is not happy with just with an information. Child is not happy with informations. We adult normally be happy with the informations, but a child always want to do, because all child are journeyman. That's why there is a saying called child is the father of man, because every child is like a journeyman. But when we grew up, sometimes we are with us traumas, so many issues, we enter into apprentice, or sometimes we fall into a student, completely be in our logical self and ignore all the things which we don't know. Sometimes we ignore everything which we don't know, or sometimes we are very curious but keep searching answers outside. We are not ready to dig deep within ourselves. So the resistance is subside in this stage while you reach journeyman. When you are a journeyman, the resistance subsides, embracing the lesson on heart level. That journeyman always embrace the lesson on the heart level, actually putting everything into practice. Suppose you are a journeyman, when I discuss about the soul lessons, you immediately understand the soul lesson and you slowly start using in your daily life. Experiment. For that, we need to be more spontaneous, more playful, and adventurous. So journeyman is a person who is so spontaneous, playful, and adventurous. Here, when I talking about the prajna and karuna, that means two aspects called wisdom and compassion. A student is a person who has no compassion and no wisdom. Even compassion means compassion to oneself is very important. The first compassion always start with oneself, and the wisdom is always coming when you start exploring yourself. So in a student stage, there is no wisdom and there is no compassion. Because there is lack of wisdom, we feel lack of compassion also. But when you enter into the apprentice stage, you have so much compassion, but you always lack wisdom, because again, there is lack of practice. You're not putting anything in practice. So with this lack of wisdom, what happened? You keep sharing, you keep want to train people, you keep want to teach people, but you always lack experience. So that lacking experience only finish once you travel to a journeyman stage. But when a journeyman, there is a small issue called you are so wisdom oriented, but you lack compassion. You always put everything in practice, but you are not interested to share. You keep and keep putting in the practice and practice and practice. Sometimes we are accustomed, we are so uh, clinging to that mode. So it's very important we need to push ourselves to another mode. When you are a student, immediately push yourself to an apprentice. When you understand you are an apprentice, push yourself to be a journeyman. And when you are a journeyman, it's very important to push yourself and reach to a state called master. So our aim in this webinar is to be a master. Be a master of our own self means lessons embraced. You start embracing the lesson, you reap the benefit of having learned the lessons, and you serve as a model of inspiration to others. You start serving, you start sharing. When you are a journeyman, there is no sharing. You keep and experience. There is wisdom, but no action, no practice. But you are a master, you keep sharing also, but you are a very good journeyman also. So there you have full of wisdom, you have full of compassion. So now we start our first soul lessons. The first soul lesson, you also repeat to yourself that you are a divine immortal being. That is the first soul lesson. We deal two soul lessons today. First soul lesson is you are a divine immortal being. Second soul lesson, again together I'm sharing the second soul lesson is you are a co-creator with divine. First is you are a divine immortal being. Second is you are a co-creator with divine. So what is divine immortal being? Very important aspect we need to observe is first we need to understand that we are divine. Second thing is immortality. So it's all connecting, all talking about our soul nature. Our soul is always divine and our soul is always immortal. The life which we are living now is mortal. This body is a mortal body. But the soul which is residing inside is not mortal. That is immortal. In this body, there are so many things in our life has certain not divine aspects. Maybe we feel like it's not divine. Certain aspect we say it's not divine. It's like we are talking about the mud. But we need to understand that without mud, there is no lotus. So the mud is so important for the lotus. So the journey of our lesson learning is we need to respect the mud, then only we can respect the lotus. So that is a very greater challenge. When we are not in this earth, when we are not in the physical plane, it is very easy for us to say that I am a divine immortal being. We can very easily say because we experience that much divinity. That's what I personally experience in my LBL states, life between life states, after death stage, after life stage. On that stages, we experience amazing divine feelings, amazing divine energy, amazing immortality because there is no fear, there is nothing to cling, there is full of unconditionality. But the moment when we are slowly crystallizing ourselves and coming down and down, reducing our vibration and enter inside this body, the moment you are in this body, that time you feel that, am I really divine? Am I really immortal? Maybe intellectually you all say that, yes, I am divine. Because one of my experiences with a client, she come for a regression session. She always feel that she is divine. But in that deeper regression session, the time comes to meet the soul guide, soul master, and immediately that soul master appear. She can't tolerate that energy. She feels restless and she comes back spontaneously to the body and immediately open her eyes, and I give more suggestions slowly and gradually open your eyes. But what happened is she realized that I can't stand in front of that divine being. Why? Because I am feeling that I'm not divine. Then I explore her back to time. Why you are feeling you are not divine? Because in the time in her childhood days, someone touched her because she is a female and some boy or someone touched. And in her experience, what she spontaneously experienced is a very disturbing experience, that touch. So we can call it as a wrong touch. And at the same time, there is another client, she experienced it's a very good way. But both clients, what I realize is both clients feel that I'm not divine, because one person feel I enjoyed, one person feel reluctant, that resistance. So we never understand what our soul really want in that moment. Soul always want whatever the experience is happening, soul want it to be complete. Soul want that experience complete it, not miss any point. Everyone please switch off your audios. So as a divine, so very important aspect is we need to understand that we are divine. So how we can understand that we are divine? We need to explore lot of lower consciousness in us. That is mud aspect in us. More you can understand our mud. Mud is filled with so many ignorance. That's a true space in us. More we are ready to jump in. For that, we need to be very spontaneous. We need to be so playful. When you are a serious person, when you touch the mud, you feel ugly. You feel my hands are touching the mud, it's so dirty. But when you are a child ender touching the mud, child make so many things from this mud, because that is our playful nature, to enter into what we feel as not divine and understand the value of it, understand the real meaning of it, understand the real exploration of that aspect. More you understand, more it transforms, because divine immortal being is the first lesson. In this lesson we need to apply our real aspect called alchemy, that is called transformation ability. As a human being, we are all transformers. We have that deep ability to transform anything. That's why we always observe butterfly, how this butterfly is coming out, caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly. Only for the human being, all these things are existing, because we are the only one we observe. Mud also contain nutrients which help. Yes, yes, definitely. Same nutrients is there in our lower consciousness. We are not understanding it clearly. There are a lot of things I will share in coming sessions, whatever I realize by touching the mud, by exploring the mud, by go deep in the mud. But at the same time, we need to detach from the mud, because normally our nature is once we touch the mud, we feel that I am wrong, I am bad. Or sometimes we enjoy the mud and we stay there, because it's called identification with the mud. Either we identify the mud that it is good, or we identify with this mud that it is bad. Whatever you call good or bad, it is dual aspect of yourself. So more you connect your non-dual self, then only you can understand that you are divine. More you understand your divine nature, you automatically converted your immortality. Immortality means a caterpillar dies, but there is a butterfly. We never say that caterpillar is gone. We never say. We always say butterfly is coming. Every moment in our life, there are butterflies coming from inside. We are transforming. Every day, we are transforming. So more and more you can understand that transformation, then you understand that immortal nature. That is the first lesson. We need to observe the lesson in our daily life. And wherever you fail, understand, you can guide. And wherever you are succeed, you can understand, you can lead. So it's a really an interesting journey to experiment. Another is you are a co-creator with the divine. Co-creation means we are a creator with the divine. The moment when we are with the divine, that's called we are co-creator. We are creating the life. There is a saying called we create our own reality. not some of it, not most of it, all of it. That means whatever is happening today when we are attending the webinar, because this is also a reality which we intend somewhere else. Maybe some of you will remember it, some of you may not. When you are remembering it, understand that you say that, yes, I am a co-creator with the divine. When you are not remembering it, you say that, no, it's something a coincidence. It's something accident, but it's a creation. It's a creation we do telepathically. We communicate with souls. We can communicate through our intentions. So it's all happening with co-creation. The more you send your energy, that vibration, those who catch that vibration, they come here in this webinar, because nobody know me before. So many people, I hope almost more than 60% in this group doesn't know me directly, right? In this physical form. Maybe someone know in my energy form, someone know in the soul form, someone's are my soul friends already, but in the physical form, most of you are seeing me first time, but still you are adventurous. That's why you are jumping in this, because you are spontaneous. You are spontaneous with your vibrations, and the same time you are not a serious being, you are playful. That's why you enter. Otherwise you may feel there are so many other work I can do, why I want to attend this webinar, because you are playful and you are ready to dive deeper. So first I like all of you to give a wonderful clap to oneself, that you already that you are spontaneous, you are playful, and you are adventurous. Amazing being in this webinar. So interestingly, you are the co-creator with the divine. Here we need to understand there is two divine existing in this aspect. One is divine, means that higher divine, that all that is, that Brahman, that is the God or the Tao or nothingness, or we can call Allah, we can call any name, any names, whatever the name, it doesn't matter, but it is same. All that is, it is existing everywhere. That is one aspect of this divine. Another is, already I said, you are a divine immortal being. That means I am a divine immortal being. You all are divine immortal being. So we are all here in a co-creation. We are all co-creating this reality. I am intending this webinar. You are in that co-creation, and you are intending something, and I am starting this webinar. It's a co-creation. We are co-creating each other. So in the whole life, there are so many co-creation. Even this coronavirus we are experiencing, it is an unconscious co-creations. Unconscious. We are not consciously co-creating it. A lot of things are happening unconscious, but it's time for everyone to create consciously. Then we remember it. Yes, I create this. Even I feel that whatever I create is not good for me. Once we understand that, yes, I create this, we can transform it, because the creatorhood is in your hand. You are not a puppet. You are not a game or somebody is playing with you. You are not just like a puppet. Somebody is keying you. Not like that. You are the creator. You can observe yourself, daily observe. So today we are doing a meditation to connect and explore our soul's being. You are a divine immortal being. How it is true? So through this webinar, every day we do certain meditation. Through the meditations, our intention is to touch that lessons much deeper than before. So now we have 30 more minutes remaining, but I'll take only 15 more minutes in 15 minutes meditation. Okay. So when you are ready, what you need is, you need a posture. Posture means, in Sanskrit it is called Sthirasukam Asanam, means very comfortable posture. Sit in a very comfortable. You can lie back, comfortably sit. Not in your spine never sit in like this, but you can just sit comfortably, relax. Next is, you can clasp your fingers. Once you clasp your fingers and your thumb touch each other, this is the posture. Then you can cross your legs. You can just cross your legs from your ankle, or when you are a yoga practitioner, you can sit in a beautiful Sukha Asanam, very comfortable sitting posture. That's up to you. But we need a comfortable posture for another 15 minutes. Once you sit in a comfortable posture, my dear friends, you can mute all your audios. From here also, I mute it. Yes, good. And even you can mute your videos also and sit comfortable. You can sit in a very relaxed posture. Once you close your eyes, once you clasp your fingers, when you cross your legs, first 2 minutes, you simply observing your natural, normal breaths. So, to understand our divine, immortal self, first we need to value the breath, because the breath is coming from the universe. It's a universal energy and it is staying with you for some time, doing certain transformations inside, exchanging the energy. Again, it is going out. And again, after some time, again, it is coming back without any effort. So in these 2 minutes, you are simply observing your breath. You are not consciously inhaling and you are not consciously exhaling. You are a witness. You are completely witnessing the breath which is coming to you, the breath which is staying with you, the breath which is leaving from you, and the breath which is staying outside of you. In this moment, we can consider the breath which is coming to you is a birth. It's your beginning in this life, birth moment. The breath which is staying with you is full of life. The breath which is leaving from you is death. And the breath which is staying outside of you is life after death, a soul journey. So we always experience it. The wisdom is deep within us. We know about the birth, we know about the life, we know about the death, we know about life after death. We all are masters. Only thing we need is to observe. We need to be a witness. We need to attend our breaths. Next, 1 more minute, you completely attending your breath, your wonderful energy breath. The breath always helps us to go from our conscious nature towards our subconscious nature and beyond our unconscious natures. More and more you observe your breath, one thing you realize is the breath is always spontaneous. Sometimes the breath comes very shallow. Sometimes the breath comes very long. Sometimes the breath is so subtle, but it will always come in its own spontaneous nature and making us more and more spontaneous. And it's full of playfulness. It's coming dynamically, dancing inside, then it is going out, and again coming back. More and more you observe, more and more you can go deep inside yourself. That is the adventure part by observing your breath. The breath which is coming to you is called ana in Pali language. The breath which is leaving from you is called apana in Pali language, the concept of Buddha. So it's called anapana sati. That means you are one with your breath. More and more you observing your breath, you are one with your breath. More and more you observe your breath, your mind slowly and gradually becomes empty. In this time, I like you to observe your physical body. Feel your physical body. All these lessons we are learning with the support of this body. So our body is so sacred. Body is a temple. So you start observing your body very simply and gradually from head down to your toes. From your head, simply allow your awareness to traveling down and down towards your forehead, down and down to your eyes, to your ears, to your nose, to your cheeks, lips, chin, down and down to neck and shoulders, your entire arms, both hands, right and left arms, entire fingers, completely aware about your whole spine, upper spine, middle spine, lower spine. You are completely aware about your chest, your abdomen, and your lower bodies, your hip area, your buttocks area, your genital area, your thighs, knees, calf muscles, ankles, and toes. In this moment, when you more and more you are observing your body along with your breath, there is a part of your body which is calling all your attention. That part of your body is showing some nice sensation, pleasant sensation, or that part of your body showing some unpleasant sensation. But whatever the sensation, that part is calling your attention. That sensations can be heaviness, lightness, tingling sensations, vibrations, pain, itching, numbness, whatever it can be. But the more that part of your body is calling your attention in this moment, I like you to attending that part which is calling your attention. Through the body, we can connect to our microcosm aspect. Macrocosm is equal to microcosm. So here we are exploring the microcosm, exploring that body sensation. Which part of your body is showing the sensation? Every part of your body is equally divine in nature. So respect and accept whatever the part is calling your attention. Once you understand that part is calling your attention, my dear friends, listen to that part, attending that part, observing that part. With each and every breath you keep observing, You can feel that part is expanding and contracting. There is an expansion and contraction is happening inside that sensations. Through that expansion and contraction, as an adventurous being, you can dive deeper. You can go much deep into the another layer. That layer is called temperature layer. You can dive deep and reach to that layer where you experience cool, hot, warmth, cold, whatever that temperature or normal you experience in that space. Keep on you are observing your breath, keep on you are experience that contraction and expansion. It's like a moment you jumping and diving and deeper, you reach to that temperature layer. Once you understand the temperature, whatever the temperature in that layer, again and again, you keep exploring this breath, exploring the contraction and expansion. You reach to another space. That space is filled with emotional energy. It can be any emotion. It can be happiness. It can be sadness. It can be energizing experience. It can be a anger. It can be any experience, any emotions. It's only an energy which is traveling inside this space. You keep exploring that emotion in this moment. You are understanding what is my current emotion in this space. Whatever it can be, you simply accept as it is. Why keep on journeying deeper and deeper? Again, you are not stopping there. You understand it, you accept it, you allowing that energy. You are not at all resisting because you are a master. You again diving deeper, deeper and deep into that space where you reach a vast emptiness. That emptiness coming in the form of darkness, or that emptiness coming in the form filled with light. Whatever it can be, again you are allowing it to come. You dive deep into that emptiness, that nothingness. The moment you reach to that emptiness, in this time, you can intend to get a vision of your divine immortal being. You can intend for that vision coming to you through your own third eye, your own higher eyes, jnana chakshu, your higher eye, your third eye. Be there. You're not putting any effort in this empty space. You simply there and you just touch that switch with this intention. I really want to meet my divine immortal nature, that part. It can come in any form, or there is no particular forms, but it'll come to you. Once it come to you, once that presence come to you, it is an experience for you. So just intend for that experience. Whatever coming, accept as it is. Just be in your experience layer. Stay there. To allow and to connect to that very deep empty space, to connect to that deep intentional space, I'm simply counting back from 10 to 1. Each countdown is simply guiding you from all the source energies, all the wisdom of masters, all guides, helping you to clearly give a vision of your real, divine, immortal nature. 10. You are completely aligning with your breath. You are completely aligning with your third eye visions. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. To completely exploring that divine nature of yourself, I am simply humming to help you to connect and start that journey to your first lesson. You are a divine, immortal being. Once that nature is appearing, start journeying deeper and deeper. In this journey, at the same moment, you are connecting your co-creator part, a co-creator energy inside. For another 2 more minutes, you are completely aligned with your breath. are completely connecting to that co-creator energy inside. Last one more minute. Completely be in that space, completely be with your breaths. Whatever is your experience, accept as it is, acknowledge it, fully embracing it. 30 more seconds. Completely embrace your experience. Completely embrace your insights. Completely embrace whatever you are exploring now. Last 10 seconds. I'm counting from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5. My count reached 5. You can very slowly, very gradually coming back. 1. Every day in every way you are exploring deeper and deeper. 2. Every day you start journeying deeper and deeper to this first told lesson. You are a divine immortal being. 3. You keep on connecting to that co-creator inside. You are a co-creator with divine. 4. Completely again feel your body from head to toes and toes to head. Accept as it is. And 5. You can simply rubbing your palms, place on your eyes, and very gradually you can open your eyes.